Welcome back to Houston Life, everyone. Puppy season is coming. It is upon us,
The
Derek.
best time of the year.
And the puppy experts at Believe in Dog Training typically see an influx of puppies from December through March, mainly because of the holidays.
Yeah, so here's the kicker. People often mostly think about training after they get their puppy, maybe after a few accidents around the house. But there are ways, they say, you can prepare ahead of time. So Lauren Kelly is in the Heights this afternoon at Believe in Dog Training with a few simple tips for potty training. How do you prepare for potty training in advance, Lauren? Explain.
No, you're not asking me. I need to be asking Miss Stephanie Bennett, owner here of Believe in Dog Training. Derek was just saying, how do you even figure out where to start when it comes to potty training? Because, yes, of course, you should be doing a little bit of research ahead of time. But when it comes to it and kids are with their parents like, Mommy, Daddy, I just want the dog. It could be like a spur-of-the-moment thing. So where do we start?
Well, first of all, I love more than anything what people do before you get your puppy lessons.
Yes.
Please, so you can be really prepared for that. But the big deal is this, is that understanding that the puppy knows nothing, just like a baby, right? So sometimes people feel like they probably know something already. They don't. It's as if you have an infant child who knows nothing. So you can't expect the dog to indicate. You can't expect the dog to hold it. You can't expect them to do anything.
They barely even know their name.
Nothing.
Right?
Right? Maybe they even know their name. Maybe they don't. So the very first thing is, the biggest rule is, always is, don't let puppy have free rein. Do not let puppy have free rein. If puppy has free rein, if I'm always like, if I can't see or hear puppy is up to no good.
Of course.
For sure. You know? And so their biggest things are this, is that I need the puppy to know where I want them to go. Because sometimes if I only concentrate on telling them where I don't want them to go, then they can sometimes go, oh, you must not like it when I potty. No. I want you to understand, I love it when you potty. I love it so much. I just love it when you potty there, not there.
Okay, that makes total sense.
So I have to give you feedback, immediate feedback. So I got to go outside with you so I can tell you when you did it right. Right? Potty parties, big potty parties. I mean, like liver and cheese or something huge like that.
Something as a reward to give a puppy.
Positive reinforcement. You did it right. You did it right. And then the second most important thing is making sure that you always give them feedback when they do it where you don't want them to go. Meaning that they cannot have an accident in the house without you seeing it in order to give them feedback. And it has to be immediate. Now here's the big thing. There is none of this like rubbing their nose in it, punishing them after the fact, all of that stuff. All that's going to do is hurt your relationship and make them confused. And the problem is this, if your dog is having an accident still, if they're having accidents, that means they are confused about where they want to go or where they don't, or where we want them or we don't want them. There is never anything like spite, resentment, I'm getting back at you, Mom, because you left me, anything like that. That's not what it's about.
That's just what we're telling ourselves.
That's what we like to tell ourselves, right? So the thing is this, is that we don't, if I catch you in the act of doing it, yay, I can give you feedback. It's not punishment, it's not craziness, but literally it has to be in the act of being.
So that kind of feedback, if they're doing it and they're not supposed to be going there, what is the feedback we get?
Oh no, my God, oh no. And then I pick them up literally mid-pee, mid-poop and run them to wherever it is that I need them to go. That's where I go. But there's no like harsh punishment, anything. I don't want them to think it's bad to potty. Right? And again, after the fact, 2 seconds after the fact is too late.
It's too late.
It's too late. If you miss it, you miss it. Try again next time.
I want to move on to crate training because a lot of people get puppies and they can't find a dog sitter throughout the day. So guess what? They have to be crate trained, right? So what are the guidelines that we need to go with when crate training?
So first of all, if we're talking about using the crate for potty training, which is an important deal, it's a great tool for potty training, right? And so if I have a crate, I have to make sure that it is the right size crate for a puppy, which means that they can turn around, stand up, and lay down comfortably.
And that's it.
That's right. I don't want it to be any larger than that because I don't want them to have room to go over and pee or poop and then get away from it. Dogs are naturally clean animals. They do not want to be in that. The crate helps me predict when they're going to go, because as soon as you get out of the crate, you go potty every single time.
Absolutely.
I can predict it and you'll hold it in there. However, I cannot leave you longer than your little puppy can hold it, right? Because puppies, on general, it's about, I go, okay, if you're 4 months old, probably if you're empty, you can hold it for about 4 hours, hour give or take. Right? Now, if I have to go to work and leave you for longer than you can hold it in a crate, I need to make a long-term confinement area.
So that's right here. That's a little bit bigger.
Meaning, if you have to stay alone for longer than you can hold it, I'm going to put you in a long-term confinement area, which includes a temporary indoor potty patch. So that you can use that while I am gone.
I just have to just say that Bear is being so good today right here. He's for sure potty trained on the outside
actually on the wrong side of the crate. That's okay.
Well, Stephanie, don't go anywhere because I have so many more questions. I have a 5-year-old that really needs some help. She's not necessarily a puppy, but I need some tips on that. Can you help me with that?
Yes, indeed.
All right,
Absolutely.
All right. Derek and Tessa, I'm going to go sneak in this little open confinement area with Bear. Don't go anywhere because I'm going to be right back here from Believe in Dog Training in just a bit. This is like a crate big enough for me, Stephanie.
How is she going to put Minnie on blast like that?
I know. And to be clear, Lauren's 5-year-old is a puppy, not a human.
She's a baby.
She's still a baby.
She's a little baby.
That little dog is so cute, that lab right there. Okay, Lauren,
Really cute.
We'll see you in just a bit. We can watch those dogs all day long.
About get a puppy this holiday season, there is really only one place you got to take them to get them nice and potty trained and just well behaved in general. Yes, Stephanie Bennett, owner here at Believe in Dog Training in the Heights. I love coming here because number one, this facility has just grown so magnificently.
Aw, thank you.
I love all the things you have here, and my 5-year-old, who yes, Derek clarified, is a dog. I'm a dog mom. I've been having issues, and I always tell you about this because I, as a dog mom, don't have a puppy anymore, right? So I'm not starting from the beginning, but I need some tips because my little Minnie has accidents, and I've had a lot of friends reach out and say the same thing. Hey, my little bit older of a dog, is there any hope for us? Can I help reverse these accidents?
Yeah, you know what cracks me up is that so much of the time when it is an older dog that's continuing to have accidents, first of all, it's usually, like we've discussed, marking and not potty training, right? I mean, it's the same kind of protocol, but it is different than a full pee and then a little tiny marking pee, right?
Yeah, because she scoots around, he's like, pee, like a little bit of pee.
Tiny, a marking, just like, because sometimes people don't understand that females will also do it. It's not just males that mark. The other thing that I think is hilarious is that it's always a tiny dog, because if you had a Great Dane doing that, you would have fixed this by now. You know what I mean? If it's Minnie, it's like a teeny side,
like a fingernail.
Still, I think that's funny. But anyway, so yes, the protocol is still the same, and so meaning you go right back to square one because it's just marking is a little bit easier to deal with because you know that she has a mature bladder, she can hold it and all of that. So if she's going around and looking for particular smells to mark her territory, then all you have to do really is you just have to be aware. It's the same thing. You have to keep your eyes open and give her feedback that you don't like it. If you miss it, and sometimes she thinks, well, sometimes it's okay because sometimes I do it and nothing happens to me. Right? So she thinks that, like I said, she's confused, right? She understands where you want her to go.
100%.
She likes that, so you're way more than halfway there. She just doesn't understand that it's not okay to go in the house. And until you are able to give her feedback several times to make sure she understands that, she won't.
So let me ask you this, though. You said earlier with the puppy segment, even if they're mid-pee-pee, the reinforcement is really what's going to help her. So am I taking her mid-tinkle and then just bringing her outside?
Yes.
So that she knows.
Right. Even if she finished or she cuts it off and doesn't go after you get outside, it doesn't matter because in that second, you have caught her in the act to communicate to her, I do not like it when you do this. However, also, you have 5 other more times than that time, you have told her how much you love it when she goes outside in the backyard. And indeed, maybe you get a tiny piece of cheese or liver because anything I get paid for, I keep doing.
Of course.
And if she's like, wait a minute, you mean when I go outside, I get paid? Then I'm going to do it. So no matter what, when I'm walking my dogs, if they mark, if they go outside and they mark, I never fail to say, I love it, thank you, I love it,
Here's my last question. Okay, that's a great tip, Stephanie. I'm going to bring some small treats, maybe some pieces of cheese outside with her just to reinforce. That's a good job. Go outside. Because she does go outside. But it's when Brother Buddy comes around and she wants to sit where he's been sitting.
Because of his smell.
Yes, exactly. So I don't know how to stop my kids from doing it.
Yes, and so again, you just have to see it. Now, if you can't, because we cannot keep our eyes on our dogs 24/7. You can't do it, which is why I think a pen would work fabulously for her because as long as there's no buddy smell in there. She'll be able to stay in there, and then you can keep her from wandering around. The other thing with the marking is, and most potty too, is that you're going to see some sniffy body language, right? You're going to see that. It doesn't like she just walks up and pees. You got to realize that body language and go, oh, that's what that looks like, you know? So you got to catch her in the act. If she has another accident in the house without you seeing it, you roll up a newspaper, give yourself a whack because you missed it and you're not following the protocol.
You sound like my husband, Stephanie. Thank you so so much, though.
My
I'm going to
pleasure,
take
always.
this home. I'm going to go and try these. Can I put these tips on our website?
Yes, a whole document of errorless potty training.
I promise I'm going to put them up, HoustonLife.tv. And Cash has been so good. He's been playing Derek and Tessa. I think I wore him out in our last segment, but you guys, she's got the info. That's why she's the expert. Stephanie, thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for being here. Always a pleasure.
Of course.
Sweet little Cash man. And you know, Cash is so chill and such a good dog because Stephanie is such a great trainer. She always leads with love. We always love her advice, Lauren. So Stephanie, thanks so much.
Right.
Lauren Kelly, you as well. And sweet little Cash man and all the pups.
All the pups.
Okay.
All the
You
pups.
can tell we're dog lovers here at Houston Life.